Um, what my setup is. Okay, so let's see, can I do this? I have a clamp. I don't know if this is a good picture. Can everybody see a C clamp? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, we see it. C clamp. Yes.
Okay, Terry, do you understand? Okay, let me just show everybody. Take this thing out. This is to create tension. All right, it's just clamped to the table and it's upside down. And,
Mm-hmm.
okay, normally you would have the other part, this part would be under the table, and you'd be banging your knee against it anyway. But what I do is I just take a loop of yarn and I put it around this. Okay, so I'm going to reinstall my table shot, and this is what we're making. So it's called an inkle, Inkle, and I had an inkle loom at one time, and then one that my father made. Then I had one that was more professional one, and basically we're making a strap. So I want you to go back in time. You're in your 20s. You're living on 12th Street on the Piedmont Park side of 12th Street. So the park is my backyard. And it's like 1970, 71. I didn't pay rent. Me and this little Chinese art student, we were squatters because the bank just wanted somebody living there. And let's just say it was a simple life. um, but I met these hippies who were traveling from Washington, and we're talking state of Washington and Oregon, and they were traveling across country, and they earned their money for their travel making these straps. Okay, so I'm gonna tighten up on this. I'm gonna make my loop a little shorter so it doesn't get in the way. I don't have to pull so far away. Figuring out these Zoom classes is tricky for me. So um, these are great. They're wonderful belts for your bell bottoms, your hip hugger bell bottoms, right? They're great straps for the handbags that you've been knitting and felting. And we're going to go into different patterns that you can do with this. Um, so basically, what we're working towards, I'm going to shut the door because Steve's on the phone. Hang on. That may have made no difference. He has a wonderful booming bass voice. So, what we're going to do, this is our goal. And then I'm going to show you how to get to this. Okay. So I'm just using basic yarn, but and this is Red Heart. This is, I don't know, it's just stuff, right? From my huge collection up in the attic. Other things that we can use with this, and I'm going to show you how to make t-shirt yarn. And t-shirt yarn is made out of t-shirts. It's great stuff. It's very cheap. You can get a t-shirt at last chance for 50 cents. on a good day. And I made a, they call it a toothbrush rug. And it's made, the needle for this project is one of those flat handled toothbrushes with a hole in it. It's really cool. And then the other day I was at Sam Flax. I got distracted. I was on my way to IKEA on Northside Drive. And these, we're going to do kumihimo later on. It's okay, you can scratch your head. It's a Japanese braiding and it makes a beautiful round braid. And I've used the kumihimo with silver and copper. It's awesome. Makes a gorgeous bracelet. But these cords were $2 for a card. I consider that worth the drive to Sam Flax. These are bamboo, cotton. This one's nylon. The colors are, where is it? There you go. Variegated ones. For $2, I consider it well worth it. Okay, then because I was anxious, oh no, macrame, I need a nice thick cord. I got this at, where am I? Right here, at Michael's. And this comes in pretty colors. And it's like, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick almost. It's really a nice size. But I was going to use this for my demos because you need a thick yarn cord for your demos. This whole spool was $10. That's a little steep for me, but it's all good. Then there's this nylon stuff. In other words, I'm trying to express that you can use a variety of materials. Oh, parachute cord comes in great colors, different thicknesses. This is called 550 and it's 16 feet. So if you've got a teenager, they're into this stuff. And it was like $2.50, $3. And this would also be good for my demos because it's pretty thick. So what you do, because it's nylon, is you take a lighter and you melt the ends. This is your classic jute. And jute is what we made our macrame bracelets and necklaces from. You wore it in the shower and it got softer. Do you remember that? And this I was fortunate to find at the dollar store. What's not to love? This was the dollar store on La Vista near Oak Grove. I don't think there were any more there. You might if you dig further. The person I was with was not patient enough to let me forage any deeper. But jute holds a knot beautifully. And I recommend jute, any kind of cotton twine, string. It's all good. I'm going to teach you guys how to make t-shirt yarn later on. Okay, so this is how we measure the yarn to make just the weaving. And you know, you're going to figure out what length you want to make. If it's a handbag, you want to make it long enough to go crossbody, probably, and a little bit longer, and then some fringe because it's fun, and that's a good reason. So, this is the goal we're going to go for because I got this one started last night. And what we're going to do is we're going to alternate up and down. Okay, so I'm using, these colors are the warp. The warp is the part that's on the loom. Here we go. Jillian, get it lined up. And the weft goes across. So I've chosen the pink yarn for the weft only because I had more of it. So back on the screen, try to do it high up. So I'm going to, oh boy, this is tricky, alternate up and down. So I've got it started. Okay, the outer one was on the outside, then down, then this one's gonna go up. This one goes down. I keep looking at the, can you guys see this? You guys, I can't hear anyone. You guys see it okay?
I can see it, but I can't, I have no clue what you're doing.
Okay. So I have my pink weft in between. Wait a minute. Okay. Come over here. Hang on. I'm going to readjust. Okay. I'm going to get this as close as possible. So, man, I can't see what I'm doing now. Okay. So what I'm doing is alternating up and down. Okay. So there is this pink yarn that's going across. Can you see that? And I'm,
Does it matter how many strings we have?
no, it doesn't. It's just a matter of what pattern you want to create. Okay. Can you see? Oh, damn. Oh, there you go.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm alternating. Now we're coming into the blue. Bringing the blue up, the second one down. I have 3 pieces of green. So I'm bringing one green up, the second one down. The next one is going up. And what they used to do was they would have D rings. I didn't have enough time to get any, but you know, they're shaped like a D. And the, so you would have the other end on the flat side of the D. Okay, so now I'm going to separate them. I'm just kind of combing through. And I'm going to take this pink and I'm going to bring it back through there. Okay. So it's going to lay in between the layers of the warp. And then I'm going to go back through and do the opposite. I'm going to, what was up is going down. So it's going on the back of my finger. Okay. And then this one is going down. If it's below the pink weft, I mean warp, well, no, weft. Okay, then it comes up. So this was above, it's going down, up, down. You get a rhythm going. Okay. So I'm alternating. And I made a pattern at the beginning. Okay, so I'm showing you this so that you'll know what we're aiming for. Looks like I skipped a thread at the end. Oh well, points off. Okay, now I'm taking the pink. I'm combing through these because they get all tangled if you don't. And I'm taking this pink weft. Doesn't really matter what color the weft is. And I put it in between. Boy, this is tricky to show. Okay, I'm gonna do another row. Up, down, up, down, down, up. Boy, the birds are really doing a thing today. And I just came from a yoga class. So can't you tell I'm all stretched out? All right. Can you guys see this? Is anybody getting the hang of it?
I can see what you're doing, but I think I'm just kind of observing because it's not super clear, but is this weave got a name to it? Like, is it a basic weave or does it have a name?
We're making an inkle. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, INK, what'd you say? INK,
Oh. An inkle is just a strap.
but it's INKLE?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oops, I missed one. Okay, now I'm going back through. Yeah, I don't know who named it that, but whatever. Or what culture it comes from.
are those side ones always the same? The two side ones always the same?
Yeah, so I've arranged, and I skipped one here. I'm a bad example here. But I caught it on the next one. So yeah, so I have blue on the outside. So now I'm gonna do it one more time, and then I'm gonna show you how to set up. Okay, now I need to.
My cord is all the same color, so I don't think I can see
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
can
doing.
do it. Just go ahead and do it, and then and you'll have a lovely single color one. You'll be fine.
How many strings do I need?
No, that's a matter of how wide you want it to be.
Well, let me make it really not wide. So
So what have I got here?
you've got a lot.
Not really. Hang on. Okay.
Should it be an even number or an odd number? Does that matter?
It will be even.
Okay,
Hang on. Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna do one more row of weaving. Whoops. Dang, I keep trying to get it in the view, and then as you progress, it slides out of the view. Okay. So, and what I'm doing back here is I'm kind of combing through all
Right.
the angles.
Right.
Otherwise, if you don't do this each time, well, let's just say that your vocabulary will change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So now the hardest, I think the trickiest thing craftsmanship wise is to keep your selvages even, to not pull too tight on some parts and tighter on others. And okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to show you how to set up a new one. Okay, so I don't know if you were able to see that one very well or not. I'm going to use some t-shirt yarn and this parachute nylon and take these out of the way. And the t-shirt yarn is not even in consistency. Okay. This might be a mistake. Because these are all three kind of different. Whatever. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I put my 3 balls of string on the floor. And I'm going to just measure off. I've got 3 colors. So let's say maybe I want a dozen strands. I'm going to go back to the yarn. Because I don't have a lot of length in this other stuff. Okay, back to square one. You realize I had like a day to prepare, right? Okay. So let's
So it's
say
kind of like GIMP.
GIMP would work. GIMP, it would work okay for this. It's kind of stiff and doesn't always hold its. I would go with something softer.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I would go with something softer and start off with something cheap, you know.
I'm just going
Okay.
to use my cord. This
Use
is,
your what?
I'm using this.
Oh yeah, whatever you've got.
I'm just using 6 because then it'll be easier.
Okay. It'll just be kind of narrow.
Right, it's
Oh.
just a little thing.
Okay, so I'm just winding it. What did I do? Where's my green? Come back, green. When demos go bad. Don't you just hate it? Sometimes my yarn is like this because, and this is very annoying, it's because I teach after school when the sun's in the right phase. And kids just cut anywhere they want. Oh my God. Ugh. Arg. Makes me talk like a pirate. And they don't understand why they can't just chop in. I'm like, because you're not the only one using this yarn. This is Miss Gussie's yarn. She shares it with a lot of people. But you know, you give a kid a pair of scissors. Okay. That was annoying. All right. So let's say, you know, we want it a yard long or whatever. Okay, now they're fighting down there. So I like to use different colors, and you can do it in another fashion that creates an angular pattern. Okay. It's getting tangled up in my iPad cord. So these hippies had this tripod effect made out of just some pieces of wood and some clamps, and they would each sit on the side like a teepee weaving. And I'm like, oh, I want to learn that. And that's how they ended up sleeping in my living room. Terry, it was classic. It was so classic. I didn't know any better. It was a more innocent time. Okay, I'm just gonna cut the ends. And then at the other end, I'm just gonna tie it off. All right. And then I'm just gonna take,
You tie it in a knot
yeah, well, yeah, I just tied it.
like this.
Yeah, just an overhand.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna take a piece. And make a loop. Make a loop. Come back to where they can see you. And then I'm just gonna, this is actually called the Lark's head. Can you believe there's a name for every knot? Okay. And I'm just gonna hook it onto my, you know, the clamp. Right. Got it. And the reason we do that is because you need tension. So I have had kids tie their pieces to the legs of tables. And that that worked pretty well. And of course, you know, you trip over it, but they're nimble footed.
Yeah, look
I'm
at what
using
Carol
my
has.
clipboard.
I beg your pardon.
Look at Carol, what Carol's, would that work?
What do you have, Carol?
My clipboard?
That will I would anchor it down.
Okay.
That's going to be good for when we do macrame. And I know it said macrame.
Okay.
The reason I'm using weaving today is because everybody said they had yarn. So, okay. But yeah, hold that clipboard for macrame because that's great for that and for not that we're going to do friendship bracelets, but you know, those are fun things. Also, there's something called Viking Knit that we do with wire around the dowel, and it makes this really cool woven chain look. We can make bracelets. Okay, so I've got, what do I have, a dozen cords or something. And I'm just going to evenly distribute a pattern. Oh, wait a minute. I've got odd numbers. Or do I? Yep. Oh boy. Okay. So I've got 2 here, 2 here. What if I got 5? Boy, I gave myself grief. Okay. So I'm going to do some. Let's see, I made an odd number. Yeah, I'll try and do even numbers. Okay, so I've got twos. I'm gonna make 5 green in the middle, 2 pink on either side, and 2 blue on either side. Just for fun. I think, yeah. And then I'll use some blue. I'm just gonna tie it on. Because at the end, we're going to make a fringe by tying pairs. So that'll be okay. Now, okay, I guess we're pretty well oriented. Okay, now I'm just gonna start, and it's gonna look wonky in the beginning, okay? It takes like a minute for it to kick in. So I'm gonna do up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then one of these is my warp. Come here, warp. And what was on the outside here? I had blues on the outside. So up, down, up, down. You know, it takes a minute. You have to remember your pattern. And then after that, it comes more easily. Now, there's another method for doing this where you take the one on the outside and bring it through as your warp instead of tying a separate warp. And that creates a diagonal pattern. Okay, and remember to comb these out. Otherwise you get this big tangle. And this is what the problem with teaching this to kids is they don't bother to comb it out each time. They're really into doing the weaving. By the way, weaving soothes the savage beast. I have had the craziest, wildest kids really calm by weaving. I mean, the boys who are the real hell raisers love weaving. Yeah, I know, who would have thunked it? But live and learn, and this is one thing I have learned. So don't think you can't do it with your, you know, tree climbing, rock throwing kid. But if they're climbing a tree, encourage them.
Are the middle ones always the middle ones and the 2 outside ones always the outside
Yes,
ones?
yes,
Because when
yeah.
I get on the other side, oh, I just come back with
Yeah,
the same one.
yeah, you're gonna come back, you're going to, so my blue ones are always on the outside. And you're gonna spread them apart a little. And I've got, okay, so I kind of tightened it up. Can you see that? Okay, come on, camera, a little bit. Oh, if you guys only knew. Okay, I appreciate your patience with me. Okay, and now I'm taking the warp and putting it back through. So, whoops. Now, I'm supposed to have blues on the edge. Where's my blue? There you go. Okay, so the other one was down, this one's going up. Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay, how's it going, Carol?
It's going okay. I don't know if I've got it quite right, but I'm moving from side to side.
Oh, that works. That's good.
I don't,
Yeah.
I'll show you what I've done.
I see Jasmine's here being anonymous.
You can't really see it. It's,
I know it's hard to see. Yeah. And it's so small.
yeah, I've only got 6 strings.
That's cool. That's cool. For Cynthia, are you just watching or are you giving it a try? Oh, you're muted.
I'm just watching. I
That's
have
cool.
I have some yarn, but I didn't set it up.
That's cool.
I feel like I needed to watch the whole thing first.
I get it.
I
So-
can't sit still, so I have to do something.
I love it, Carol. That's great. So what we're gonna do at the end, how much time do I have? Oh dear, hardly any. Okay, where's the one? Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's pretend I finished this one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna untie it. And I've got my warp tied around it. It's all good.
Oh, I really like mine. I like my pattern. It's really pretty.
Oh, great.
I'm getting into a groove.
Yeah, you know, you get a rhythm going.
Right.
It's yet another thing you can do in front of the tube without feeling guilty. I'm really good at that stuff. Okay, so let's say I've untied it. All right. Now what you want to do is you're going to take I'm going to cut these. I'm just going to cut them.
Yeah, if I finish this, my granddaughter will love it as a little bracelet.
Let her make one. How old is
It's
she?
not, she can't really do stuff like this very well.
Not yet.
No,
She's too young.
yeah.
How old is she?
She's going to be 6 in 2 weeks.
You know what? I'd give her a try. I bet she can.
Maybe I could set it up where she braids it.
Well, this is like braiding.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Right. It's just more
So-
strings.
Just knot it,
Mhm.
do a square knot, or do an overhand. Just knot 2 together on either side of the warp. An overhand looks fine.
So are all of the threads getting tied
Yeah.
eventually?
You're going to have a little fringe.
Mhm.
Okay. You're going to have a little fringe. And it's going to be fun and flirty. And if you know, those felted pieces that you're making in knitting, or whatever, you can make this into the strap. Or have her make herself a little belt. God, she's probably only 2 feet around, right?
Right. No, she's kind of a little bigger than that, but
Anyway, but I mean, it doesn't take
Right.
much.
right. Exactly.
And how exciting to wear something you made. I mean, you know
Definitely.
that joy. right. Okay, so you can see where we've got a little fringe happening.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah. So that's an inkle according to the Piedmont Park hippies. I wonder whatever happened to those people. They probably went corporate on me.
Right, they're probably big financial people now.
I have no idea.
Sold out.
I have no idea. It was a fun life.
Have you lived here all your life, Jillian?
I've lived in Atlanta since I was 7.
Wow.
So they opened Lenox Square in my honor.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Jewish princess coming. Let's give her some big stores. So since 59, we moved here from Chicago. And I could not understand what the other children here were saying. Oh, look, Fangen. What? Fangen. Oh, fire engine. G-Jet? G-Jet. What's a G-Jet? Did you eat yet? Oh, no. Mommy's going to go
Wow.
for dinner.
Did you go to public school? Where'd you go to school?
I went to Rock Springs Elementary on Lindbergh.
Oh,
And then I started at North Fulton, but I graduated from Lakeside High School.
oh, that's right up the street from us,
Yeah, where do you live?
across from Oak Grove Market.
Oh, I was just there. That dollar stores. We ate at Sprig yesterday.
Oh, you mentioned the dollar store, right? That's our
Yeah.
dollar store.
Yeah, I was there with my buddy Chan.
Oh,
Yeah. And boy, I'll tell you, they have some good music in Napoleon's.
oh. Did you go inside
Inside what?
Napoleon's?
No, we eat outside.
Outside, oh,
But-
okay.
Yeah, and we shop Queenies. So are you
Oh.
in the townhouses?
Yeah, there's
My-
one for sale. There's
my,
one that
uh,
just went up for sale.
My sister-in-law, Lynn Gussack, lives in one of those.
I know her. Oh,
She's a
that's right,
goddess.
Gussack.
Tell Lynn
Right.
hello. She is my brother's widow.
Wow,
Is she not?
right, she's a widow.
She is the most beautiful, wonderful. I mean, what an amazing person. I adore Lynn. She's a
Huh.
goddess in my book.
I don't really know
No.
her well. She works, so I never, well,
Oh, no,
nobody
she
ever.
retired.
Oh,
She retired.
oh,
Yeah.
huh.
Go knock on her door.
I can
That
send
is so great. I love what a small world this is.
It is, it's amazing.
It really is.
Hmm.
It really is. So that's, how to make an inkle. And I mean, it's not rocket science. It takes a minute to set up, and you can make lots of different patterns. And it doesn't matter the quality of the yarn.
Mhm. Can I
Yeah,
see the
mine-
fringe where you
mine's
tied the
good.
knots? Can we see where you tied the little knots? Oh, yeah, okay.
It's just,
Here's mine.
yeah. Carol, I love
That's
it.
cute,
That's
Carol.
awesome.
Nice.
It's
Oh.
very, very basic. It's not, it doesn't look like Jillian's.
Well, but you can take the one on the left and use that as your board, and then keep going from the left to the left to the left, and your pattern will go at an angle. It'll
Oh,
run at an angle.
oh, so then you just use one. You don't use the right one, you just use the left one.
And just keep using, and then your pattern, if it has colors, will run at an angle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or if you're using all the same color, use that technique.
Jillian, tell me one more time about warp and weft. Is
The
warp?
warp is the long one that
Okay.
stays on the loom.
Okay,
Okay. and the weft goes across.
Okay, all
Oh,
right.
what are those two words? Warp, W-A-R-P?
WARP and weft, WEFT.
Okay.
And I took 4 weaving courses from John Reese at Georgia State. His
Mhm.
most gorgeous piece at the High Museum. Oh, dang. Anyway,
Wow, I guess
I did
everything.
spinning. It was great. Yeah. So I'm glad you guys attended this. And we will work into, there's something called kumihimo that you use these little cords on and make round braids or whatever yarn you want. And you can use, you can cut that loom out of a cereal box or cardboard.
Oh, and go around,
And you
around.
go round and round. Oh,
Okay.
Terry knows already.
No,
I
I
can't
mean,
do-
when you said a cereal box, that
Yeah.
made sense. Yeah,
It goes around.
yeah.
And then there's one that's flat that's done in a square. And you can do the same things using wire. And of course, macrame, which, I mean, you can make beautiful things. I think Carol mentioned the classic a hanging planner,
Mm-hmm.
but you can make beautiful jewelry out of it, incorporating beads. And
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
I saw a
yesterday
kit.
at Michael's, it had some stuff called rat tail that would have been gorgeous, but it was too small for me to demo with.
There was a kit I saw on Amazon with, oh, they gave you a couple of beads and little circle things and they sold you some cord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Oh,
I
we can
just-
make our own.
I have so much junk around here. I'm sure I
Yay,
can find
junk.
something.
We will try to use your junk.
Right. I have less junk after yesterday's class because I was able to get rid of some stuff. After that class
You
by
know what? We
Laura.
could have a swap. Why don't we have a swap one day? My problem is that I have trouble getting rid of stuff. I mean,
Me
you know,
too.
as an
Me
art
too.
teacher, by definition, I'm a hoarder.
Me too.
So I don't feel guilty about it now that I have an attic and a basement.
Wow.
And as Steve said, oh, I saw somebody was throwing out some shelves up the street. I'm like, let's get them. And I thought, oh, I can paint them, put them in my studio. And then he said, that's another project. Let's put them in the attic. Okay. So they're not pretty, but they're going to have plastic boxes with treasures in them. Well, I'm really glad to see my people, except for not being able to see Jasmine.
Oh, yeah.
Before we leave today, I wanted to ask if any of the center people are on. The reason why I was late today is I was signing in like I usually do, but it kept asking me to type in my name. And I don't know if that was something new or I don't know. So
James, Valerie, what's with that?
they may not be on, but I mean, I got on once I typed my name in there, I got on. It just never asked me to do that before. So I don't know. I'm not worried about it because I got on, but that's why I was late. I kept going out and back in, going out and back in because that box confused me. And then when I finally typed my name, it let me in. So I don't know. The mystery.
Who were we mere mortals to understand the ways of Zoom?
Right. Exactly.
When we get face to face. Yesterday, I did some wet felting. We did wet felted bowls at Canterbury Court. Oh my God. Everybody made at least one, some made two. my girl Mary Captain made too. It was so great because it was very tactile. So I've got such great plans when we get face to face.
Oh, yeah, that might be sooner than we think, huh?
From your mouth to God's ears.
Thank you, Jillian.
Really, thanks, Jillian.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you.
everybody. Let
Thank
me know if
you.
you have questions. I love you, ladies. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Bye.
doing
Bye.
it for us.
See you next week.
Valerie.
Bye.
Thank you, Valerie.
Bye.